Everyone, it's Beth here. I'm now with this interesting video I wanted to try to make cuz I have characters that I made that I wanted to show you. And some of which you already know because I reacted to the story of them. But this is my own little ship I made with, you know, with the Undertale Sans characters mixed with some MLP, My Little Pony characters, which are My Little Pony characters I made. They're not the original from the series. Some of them are hybrids, some of them are not. But this is my own little ship, and if some of you guys don't like them, that's okay. This is my own little thing I like to try to make, just getting creative with it. But first, I have an announcement. There was a video that I posted that I don't even know if you guys saw, but it was something I deleted because I was trying to tell you something. But Katea pointed out to me that all she could hear were buzzing noises, and apparently she didn't hear my voice. I guess it was my camera angle where I had my camera, so I guess that's what set it off. But that's not going to happen anymore. But I do have an announcement from what happened in the video recently that I deleted. There were three things actually. One, I was trying to show, I think you already know what I was trying to say about the shirts, kind of. But the shirts that I showed you were the shirts I used to wear when I was a child. Very, very young. Only one shirt was from school. The rest was not from school. There was only one that my dad bought me. The others, except for the school one, were the ones my mom bought for me. The school one I sort of made, but I will get into the shirts thing in the next video, hopefully. So I won't tell you more about this. That'll save for later. But the two things that I was trying to say was, one, what I was trying to say was I was going to make a Gotcha Club movie. I told Katea all about it, and she liked the idea. I was going to make the movie with me and my friends, plus Katea and my boyfriend. And me, her, my boyfriend, or Landon. If you want to call my boyfriend Landon, he doesn't mind. Neither do I. But we're not saying our last names. It's just our first names. That's it. But if you ever want to call my boyfriend Landon by his own name, that's okay. You can do whatever you want. But I was planning on having me, him, Katea, and Birdie, and others in the movie as like us being a new generation of hybrid warriors that used to live in the near time. But then I realized how much work I had to put into it, like making the music, trying to make the scenes, take a lot of screenshots, trying to make the characters move, trying to make it look realistic, and trying to match the music with the scenes and not trying to mess it up. Because making movies with Gotcha Club, it's sort of like actually doing an actual real life movie like real acting businesses do. So then I changed my mind and I didn't want to do it anymore. So I only stick to one thing that I'm about to tell which was another thing I tried to point out in the video, but I'm planning on being a small business owner. And I'm planning on, now this is not the only product I'll make. There's going to be some more. But one of the products is me making posters of my characters and some of my OCs and possibly me and my friends on posters, and you can buy them. And I thought it would be a good idea, and this is something I can do at home. So I'm going to stick with that idea. And my mom is actually going to help me with it. Sorry if I keep cutting out, but my mom is also planning on helping me with my small business. Now, on to this. What I'm about to show you are my characters of all different stances with their ships. Well, with their, girlfriends that I made of My Little Pony OCs. Now, first, we're starting off with one of my favorite stances of all time. First, we have the original Undertale sans from the original of the game Undertale. Now, I know some of you don't really know about the game and what all the characters are. Well, some people do know who Sans is, but they don't know about the game personally. I do. I know a lot about the game, and I saw how many alternate universes there were of all of the Sanses that may look the same, but they each have differences. But, and it's a lot of AUs. Believe me. But honestly, the classic Undertale Sans is one of my favorite characters. He's always really funny. And yes, I did have him with blue hair. I know he's a skeleton, but people can get creative, Not some skeletons would like to have hair, but just get with the program. But and now you're about to see his girlfriend, which I'm going to swipe left. This is one of my My Little Pony OCs that I made, and what you see in the title of her name is Sylvia, and she's all purple, a very light pastelic-like purple. I honestly really like her as well. Now, she's also in the classic time where Sans is. And I don't know, I guess I really like making her. She was kind of one of my favorite characters to make. Honestly, she was a bit easy. But, all of them were kind of easy. I was just trying to match the colors. But, I hope you guys still like what I'm doing. Now we are on to the second alternate version of Sans. And this one is a bit different, and this is like my second favorite, I guess. But this Sans is from an AU called Underfell, where Sans and his brother Papyrus are the edgier versions of the originals. That is why Sans right now has a black jacket, black shorts with some gold in it, and a red turtleneck with some red and gold sneakers. And his hair is red, so are his eyes. Sorry if I can't speak. Now, I think the reason why his eyes are red, I think it's because he always has his magic on, like he doesn't have it off. Because I think Underfell also has sort of like Undertale Sans' eyes, but his are red this time. But I don't know, I could be wrong. But he's one of my second favorites, I guess. Well, I wouldn't say he's like my second favorite. But you get what I mean. But his nickname is Red for short. For Undertale Sans' nickname, they call him Classic, which I think I'd put. Now, you're going to see Fel Sans' girlfriend, and her name is Crimson Sage. Now, I also really like her. I guess it's because of her red hair that I made for her. But I think it's also because of the clothes. I really like the turtleneck I gave her. Also, if you can't see in her eyes, the pupils, she does have black, but they're also like the ring color is like a yellow, like a bright yellow. But all in all, I really like this character as well. And I don't know. I don't really have a personality for them yet. I'm trying, but I think you'll know what I mean about what her kind of attitude will be in the, my own little ship fandom I made. Also, if you ever want to use, if you ever want to use these characters, even though some people already use, the Sans characters, but if you want to use My Little Pony OCs that I made, go right ahead. They're free to use. But just remember to credit me in your description if you ever make a video about these girls, since they're my work. But if you ever want to use them, that's okay. And yes, I'm sort of asking you if you want to. If you want to, this is your choice. I'm not forcing you. You can go right ahead and use them or not. They're still gonna be in my video. Now, we are on to the cutest AU that I think is really, really cute. This is Blueberry Sans, the one you saw in my reaction video of Lovers and the Dreamers and Blue Ink, where Blueberry and Ink Sans are shipped together. And I do like that ship. If they were gay, I mean. If they were gay, I like Blue and Ink shipped together. But if he was not gay, I did create a girlfriend for him. But I really, really like this AU because I think it's adorable. It's like what the creator said in her story that I heard. Well, in Blueberry Sans' AU, he is like Undertale Sans is like the opposite. He's like Papyrus and not himself. Okay, what I'm trying to say is Undertale Sans is like Papyrus, and Papyrus is like Undertale Sans. They swapped together. Like, they swapped their, their clothes and their personalities. So Sans acts more cheerful than lazy. But he still loves his little thing for comedy. Just not as much. And I also really like the little stars in his eyes that I made. They're so cute. Now for his girlfriend. Her name is Freya. Sorry about what you can see on the screen, right where her eye is, but don't worry about it. But like I said, her name is Freya. She is like a light magnetic color. I wanted to give her it because I think she looks really good with it. And I really like how I did her hair too. Her hair is really pretty, and so are her clothes. Now, honestly, she kind of reminds me of Cotton Candy for some reason. I guess I made her like a cotton candy. That could have been a better name for her, Cotton Candy, but, I prefer this name. I think it suits her. Now, we are on to this AU, where it's not technically an AU, because for this Sans, he kind of doesn't have one. But I will tell you. This Sans is named Cross Sans. He is from his AU called X-Tail. But in his AU, he lost his AU somewhat. So he can't see his brother or his friends. So he's the only one in the anti-void. and he meets Ink Sans. Cross Sans was really hoping he could bring his AU back, so he was asking Ink Sans if he could. But unfortunately, Ink Sans said no, that it's canonically impossible to actually bring back an AU. All he does is protect them, and he's sorry to ruin his hopes. So Cross Sans is alone, but I really like what I did with the character. I made like his fur. Yes, I used flowers to make the fur. I'm being creative. Now, for his, okay, I know this is not really technically a thing for skeletons to blush, but if they did have blush, which they kind of do in the comics, but for Cross Sans, with his title of his name, yes, I made it purple because he has... Oh, sorry, that's my boyfriend. But as I was saying, like his name color, purple, he has purple blush and a purple tongue. Yes, I made these skeletons with their own color of blush and tongue. Sorry if you can hear something outside. But I'm trying to talk loud, but we're getting on with this. For his girlfriend, her name is Polaris. She is all black, well, yeah, black, but also gray and white. Now, she is a hybrid, and I love this hybrid I made for her. I also really love the eyes, and I love her outfit. She almost looks like a ninja, but kind of not. I also gave her short hair. She's like part of a Chinese dragon plus a Pegasus. I guess it's a type of hybrid that I use for my other character you'll see eventually. But honestly, I really love this character and her name. It fits really well for her. I don't know. It's just something about her, that the way I made her, it really makes me like, I see myself in her, kind of. She's like a fighter. She knows how to fight. Just like Cross Sans, he has a really big, huge knife, but for her, she doesn't really technically use a weapon. She has her own special kind of magic that I gave her, and I don't really want to get into that, but this next one is also one of my other favorites. This is Gaster Sans, also his nickname G. Yes, one of his eyes are black, but the other one, his eye is yellow because I think that's his magic color. But I really, really like this character. His AU, I think it's called Echo Tail or Gaster Tail, but it's actually called Echo Tail. I don't know what his AU is about. I haven't really looked into it, but I saw a comic of this AU, but I didn't technically read into what his AU is all about and what it kind of knows about him. But I will kind of get into it later. But for all in all, here's him. And his girlfriend is who I also really, really love so much. I think it's because of the hair, but her name is Axia Olsen, and she is also a hybrid. I don't know what type of hybrid she is. She has deer antlers, and she's a unicorn. So I think she's part deer, part unicorn. But honestly, the reason why I really like her is because of the hair and her eyes. I really love the eye color I gave her. She is really, really pretty. And now for this next one. This next Sans is my second favorite AU actually. And this one, his name is Dance Tail Sans. And in his AU's name is called Dance Tail, where everyone dances. They each have their own dance roles. Sans's role, he dances to hip hop. Papyrus dances to Latin. Frisk dances to ballet. Toriel, Asgore, and Azrael dance to the waltz. And Chara dances to modern modern dance. That's her role. Or he, whatever gender you prefer for those kids. And for Grilby, I think it's fire salsa. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to look about that later. But he is my second favorite character of all the Sanses. I think it's because he dances and I like to dance a lot, especially the hip hop. And I really, really like his hoodie color. My mom, when I showed her this Sans, she said she loved this color of blue. So I think that's one of my mom's favorite colors of blue. And I really like the hairstyle I gave him. And for his girlfriend, you guys are gonna love her. His girlfriend's name is Nova Galaxy, and I love the hair color I gave her. Her style of dancing, her role is she dances to K-pop. Some K-pop music like I do. And I really, really like dancing to K-pop as well. Because you already know me that I really love BTS and they are a part of a K-pop band. She dances to that as well. That's her role. So I gave her just a little bit of me in there. I gave her my dance role. And she is a Pegasus, if you're wondering. Now for this next one. This one I did already made a ship for, but I guess I changed the ship to with a different girl for him. But you already saw him and the Lovers and the Dreamers. But as you already know, this is Nightmare Sans, who is the king of fear and pain itself. And yes, he looks scary, but I think he looks really, really good in this. I really, really like how I did him. He looks really cool, almost just like the original character in the comic. But honestly, I really, really like this one too. But not as much as I like the classic AU and the Dance Tale AU. Those two are my favorites. So is he, but not as much. I think it's because of the villainous. But his girlfriend is also really, really pretty. Her name is Princess Priscilla, and she's a hybrid as well. I don't know what type of hybrid she is. If you know what type of hybrid she is, you can comment down below about it. But I also really like her eye color and her hair as well. But I also mostly really love her clothes. She's really, really pretty, especially for a princess. But, this is just my creativity coming out. But I hope you still like all these. For this next one, this one is also one of my favorites. This is, two, sorry. This one, his name is Reaper Sans, where Sans is like the Grim Reaper. And in his AU's name is Reaper Tail, where there is life and death. Now apparently in his AU, Reaper Sans doesn't technically like his role as being, the Reaper. He doesn't really like it. So he meets Toriel, who's on the light side, as a goddess, and they both become friends, and he's actually having really fun with her. Now, people technically ship him with Toriel, and yeah, I like the ship between Sans and Toriel. I guess Sans x Toriel ship is actually one of my favorites. I guess I don't really like the ship between Sans and Frisk. I don't know why. I mean, not that they're a good ship. They are. I think they will look good together. But, I don't know. I see Sans with Toriel even more, for some reason. But, you know me. And I also really like his girlfriend. His girlfriend is one of my best OCs I made. So, this OC I made of a unicorn, her name is Shadow Moon. And she reminds me of one of those dark princesses from those fantasy, like from those fantasy animes or a movie technically because of the dress. But I really, really like her short hair I gave her. She is a really, really pretty OC that I made for her. I don't know what's about these OCs I made, but they are really pretty. Now, this AU, I also really like, and I'm going to show you about this particular Sans. His name is Science Sans, and he's from an AU I think called Science Tale, where Sans is a scientist. But honestly, I think I heard that the original Sans from the game Undertale, he used to be a scientist, but he quit that because something happened, I guess. And he stopped being a scientist, but he is so smart, but he chooses not to be so smart. But in this AU, Sans is still a scientist. And I gave him green, a light green, like a mint green. I think it looks good on him. And my mom, when I showed her the OC of his girlfriend I made for him, she said that she would totally be friends with the OC because this OC I made for him is a nerd, but a cute one. Her name is Velvet Rose. I know what you're thinking. Why did I name her Velvet if she is not purple? Or you know what color. Technically, you don't really have to use the name going by the color. You can just use it whenever you want to fit your own character, and that's what I did. So whether or not I gave her the name Velvet, I'm still choosing it for her because it fits her really well. I didn't know what other name to choose. But I also really, really like the hair. She is a unicorn. I also really love the eyes. The eyes are really suiting her. It makes her whole character her. Now, this AU is also one of my favorites, but I don't know which of the number of the scale, but I still want to show you. This is Flowerfell Sans from an AU called Flowerfell, where you know how when Frisk falls into the underground, she falls in the mountain? She does do that, but this is a bit different with her, or he. When Frisk meets Sans, she immediately dies on the spot, but every time Frisk dies, flowers grow on her face, and that can kill her from how many flowers she has from each time she dies. But in another timeline of this AU, Frisk asked Flowerfell Sans to go to Grillby's, and when they started talking, Sans immediately realizes she's not as bad as he thinks she is, or he, so they immediately get along. And right when Papyrus was about to attack Frisk, Sans steps in and saves her, and actually leads her to the castle. And because she can't see because of all the flowers on her eyes, she needed Sans to lead her the way to the castle, with Flowey beside her. And they both technically, I think, fall in love because of how much they are now attached. And in the castle, she does technically die, and Sans is sad. But he knows he'll never be alone, that he or she will always watch over him. And I really, really like this AU. I forgot the nickname they gave for him, but I like his clothes. He's a bit different. He is technically edgy, but he's also really sweet, especially to Frisk. But I gave him a girlfriend as well, and I really like her too. Her name is Flora Star, and I really like the hair color I gave her. It's like an auburn color, an auburn red. It really suits her, especially for for just the character itself. I even put flowers on her head, and no, these flowers don't kill her. Not like Frisk. Not like Frisk. This is a different one. And I don't even know if she's technically a hybrid. The tail I gave her that I found from a picture, I don't know. I think she is a hybrid, but whatever she is, she's still really pretty. Even the eyes. I really like the eyes and the clothes. Now, you're already going to know who I'm going to show you because, like I said about the stories that I reacted to, you already know who I'm going to show you, but I made ink sans from the AU, technically of his, called, I think, Inktail. That's his own AU. And like in the stories, the two of them, he is the protector of all the alternate universes. And he does technically live with Error. They're more like neighbors, as he said. Ink Sans is my third favorite Sans. Because I really like how optimistic he is. And I really like the eyes that he has. One eye is like a bluish green, and the other one is yellow. And I really like the clothes. It really suits him for the type of character he is. Now, for his girlfriend, I love her. And you're going to know why. Her name is Will-O-Wisp, and she is a Chinese dragon, if you can't tell. And I really love the eyes I gave her to match with technically my OC's hero costume of my OC of me. But I changed a little bit of the outfit. But you do get what I mean with my OC of her. I also really like the style of the character I gave her, like the hair and the eyes and the tail and all that. She looks really, really cool. Now, you know this Sans as well, because you also heard of him in the Lovers and the Dreamers story that I reacted to. But here is Dream Sans. You already saw his brother. Now you're going to see him. Where he is the embodiment of all positive feelings. And I really like him as well. His whole character itself, it makes him look so sweet and gentle. I really like it. It just fits him so well. And I also really like the color of yellow he has, apparently. But now you're going to see his girlfriend, who I also love. Her name is Golden Moon, and she is the cutest OC I've made so far. Because look how cute she is. Ain't she adorable? She's like a type of pony. Like, I made her look like a cat more than a pony, but she is technically a pony. But the cute little nose I gave her, it's so cute. She looks like the cutest OC I made for her yet. She looks so adorable, I can't. And I like her big eyes. It matches with it. And I love her clothes too. But now we are on to actually my very, very, very best favorite Sans character of all time. And you'll know why. This one is Abyss Sans from an AU called Abyss Tale that neither Ink or Error or Nightmare don't know about. And there is a comic about this AU that you should see on Sans Comic TV, who I watch. I watched the comic so many times. There's a whole playlist of the Abyss Tale comic that you should watch. If you want me to react to it, I would, but I can't because it has some swear words that I don't want to technically show in my video. But here is the character itself. Abyss Sans comes from an AU where he doesn't have an AU, and he goes to each and other AU to find some elemental orbs that will help him bring his world back. But when he finds these 4 elemental orbs, they give him the power to bring back other people's like their old emotions and other feelings they used to feel but couldn't. He can bring them back with the power of the elemental orbs. And I think that is so cool. I wish I could have that power. That is seriously awesome. And his scarves that you see on him, they turn into wings. Ain't that so cool? I really love this one. And in his AU, you know how in the original, Sans is technically the older brother of Papyrus, and Papyrus is the younger brother? That is switched in this AU. Sans is the younger brother, and Papyrus is the older brother. And honestly, I think that kind of makes sense more than the other way around in the original. And him and Papyrus have 2 different mothers and the same father. So does that technically mean they're half-brothers and not real brothers? Because if you have 2 different mothers but the same father, you are half-siblings. But if you have 2 different fathers and the same mother, you're real siblings. But you know what? Whatever it is, I really love it. I love his clothes. I just love the whole OC of himself. He looks amazing. And you're gonna love his girlfriend that I made for him. Her name is Magna Luna, and she looks beautiful. I love the way I made her. I don't know. I really like the hair color. It almost makes it look like snow. Apparently, I don't know. But she looks amazing. And this is the last. The other 2 are the last ones, and that'll be it. So, and this one is also one of my other favorites. This one is Outer Tail Sans from the AU called Outer Tail, where in his AU, everyone is in space. And he also looks really cute. Oh, I also forgot to mention that for Dance Tail Sans in his AU, yes, everyone dances, but for the genocide run, they don't kill each other in the genocide run, they dance and rap battle. And I think that's way more fun than actually killing a person, honestly. Now here is the last My Little Pony OC I made for him. Her name is Lumina, and she is also a hybrid, kind of, but she's also so adorable. I even love the clothes I gave her, especially the eyes and hair. And that is it. I feel like I'm running out of breath. So I'm going to end this here. Sorry if this was a really long video. I was really excited, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next video of whenever I make it. So stay tuned. Bye-bye, everyone.